This is Night Pre-Trip Study Guide. When approaching your truck, you're checking for leaks, leans, and lights, oil, water, fuel, cracked headlights. Clearance lights, amber in color. Clean and working, not cracked or broken. Hood mirror is not damaged, mounted, and secured. Headlights clean and working, not cracked or broken, and no condensation. Looking for leaks on the ground, look for dripping fluid off the underside of the engine and transmission. Open the hood compartment and move to the passenger side. Coolant reservoir is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Coolant level is proper level and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Hoses are not leaking, clamps are tight. Water pumps not cracked, damaged, or leaking, properly mounted and secure. It is belt driven. Belt is not cut or frayed, no more than a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of play. Frame is not cracked or bent, no illegal welds or drill holes. Oil level, full, with no water or metal shavings in it. Engine oil dipstick reads above add mark and in safe operating range. Air compressors, not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and properly mounted and secured, and it is gear driven. Power steering pump, it is not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and it is properly mounted and secured, and it is gear driven. Alternator, properly mounted and secured, no missing bolts, and it is belt driven. The belt is not cut, frayed, or no more than 1/2 to 3/4 inch of play. Power steering reservoir, not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and properly mounted and secured, and full to the proper level. Power steering hoses, not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and properly mounted and secured. Power steering gearbox hoses, not cracked, damaged, or leaking, and properly mounted and secured. Power steering gearbox, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Power steering gearbox, not cracked, damaged, or missing any bolts. Power steering gearbox, properly mounted and secured. Steering linkage, U-joints, properly mounted and secured, not loose or broken. Steering linkage is not bent or missing crown nuts or cotter pins. Steering linkage, drag linkage, not bent, damaged, or missing nuts or cotter pins. Front and back leaf spring hangers, not cracked, damaged, or any missing bolts. Leaf spring hangers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or any missing bolts. Leaf springs, not cracked, damaged, or scissored. U-bolts and saddles, properly mounted and secured to the axle, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Shock absorbers, properly mounted and secured to the frame and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. An acronym: CHADS, chamber, hoses, lines, slack adjuster, push rod, drums, shoes. Hoses, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber clamp, properly mounted and secured, no loose or missing clamps. Push rod, not bent or damaged, should be at about 90-degree angle to the slack adjuster if properly adjusted. Slack adjuster, properly mounted and secured, there should be no more than 1 inch of free play with brakes released and wheels chalked. Brake drum, not cracked, damaged, no oil or debris, no color change which would indicate overheating. Brake shoes, not cracked, damaged, or oil soaked, and no less than 1/4 inch of pad left on shoes. Steer tires, sidewalls with no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Tires, even tread wear. Steer tires, depth no less than 4/32, also checked with a gauge. Wheels, no damage to bead or bent. Wheels, not bent, damaged, and no spider web cracks between vent holes and lug nut holes. No illegal welds. Your vent hole. Valve stem inflation 100 psi or manufacturer's specification. Check with a gauge. Not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Must have a metal cap. Lug nuts, not loose, damaged, or missing. No rust trails or shiny threads to indicate looseness. Hub seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Oil level is adequate. Now close the hood. Check steps into the cab of the battery box behind the step door and is secured. Connections, no corrosion, batteries not damaged or leaking. Battery connection shows no excessive corrosion. Batteries are secured. Connections are tight and secured. No corrosion. Batteries are not damaged or leaking. Driver door, mirror and mounting brackets is not damaged and properly mounted and secured. Check the door. Open and closes tightly. Hinges is not bent or damaged. Door seal not damaged and is a tight fit. Window goes up and down. Emergency equipment, fire extinguisher, properly mounted and secured, fully charged. Minimum BC10 rating if hauling hazmat. 3 triangles in working condition, not cracked or damaged. Spare fuses or breakers if needed. Start your in-cab inspection. Check internal lights. Operation ask examiner to assist you in the light check. Front of the truck check. 4 ways, flashers, right turn signal, left turn, marker lights, headlights, high and low beams. Next, the tractor side turn and 4 ways. Ask the examiner to go to the rear of the tractor. Right turn, left turn, brake lights, marker lights, 4 ways. Side of the trailer for yellow marker lights and turn signal and 4 ways. On the way back, have the examiner check your ABS light by turning the key off and back on and the marker light. Your clearance lights on the rear of the trailer. The rear of the trailer, right turn, left turn, brake lights, marker lights, 4-way flasher. Then have the examiner enter the truck and complete your in-cab air brake test. When entering the cab, have 3 points of contact at all times. Come in, shut your door. You're checking your seat belt. You're looking for tears, rips, any frayed on your seat belt. Make sure it works good in good condition. It goes in and releases. Locks in and releases. Lock it in. Then after you have your seat belt, you check your windshield, your windows, and your mirrors properly adjusted to you. Your windshield, you're looking for any cracks, any kind of damage, no illegal stickers. Your safe start. Listening to the 2 double clicks. Coming on. There's 1 and 2. When starting it up, you're looking for your ABS lights to come on and off. Your tractor, there was your trailer. After that, you're looking at your oil pressure. Your oil pressure is reading about 40 pounds of pressure per square inch. Up there is your temperature gauge, reading 170. The next is your voltage, reads between 12 and 14. Ours is at 13.9 volts. Then you're going over to your air pressure gauges. That's your primary, secondary gauge, and they are reading at 115. From there, we're going to do our light check. Our dash lights are on, they're off. Going from there, left turn signal, right turn signal, 4 ways, bright lights. And coming out with your hands, you're going to do your windshield wipers, the washers and the blades are not torn or damaged, and they are working in good working condition. Coming back out, your highway horn, your city horn on a 20-inch wheel, no more than 2 inches of play. You turn your defrosters on, checking up onto your dash, making sure it all comes out from there. There it is. Then reverse it to your heat. On the floor. And there it comes out. That was a good test. Now we're going to do our brake test. What you're going to do is put your truck in gear, in a low gear. Turn your truck off. Let your clutch back out. Turn your key back on for your gauges to work. and release your brakes. This is the part of sail is S, letting all your air settle. Once it's settled, now you're going to do the application. A, you're applying brakes, your service brake, not to lose more than 4 psi in 1 minute. That was a good test. Now we move on to the L in sail. Your lights and buzzers. They should come on before 60 psi. You're fanning your brakes. There's 1, 2, and your light up here. That was a good brake test. Now we're going to do our E, your emergency spring brake test. Your trailer brake should come out before your tractor brake, and it should come on between 40 and 20 psi. Fanning your brakes again. That was a good test. Now we're going to do a safe start. Checking again, your ABS lights come on and off. And they did. I'm going to raise the RPMs up between 10 to 12, 15. It'll be about 1300 RPMs. I'm checking for my air governor to kick in. My needles are moving, so my air governor kick in is working good. The next I'm checking for is my air governor to kick out. That should be between 120 and 140 psi. My needles have stopped moving. That indicates that my air governor kick-out valve has worked properly. Now I will roll into my tug and roll, what I call. That's testing my parking brakes. I will put my truck in a low gear, releasing my trailer brake, testing my tractor brake. I'll give it a little tug. There you go, that's a good test. Reverse it. I'm testing my trailer brakes, I'm pressing my tractor brakes. There you go. That's a good test. Now I'm going to do my service brake test. It's your service brake on the pedal down there. You put your hands at the 3 and 9 position. You're checking to see if the tractor will pull to any position and your dip at any position, and you're looking for your ABS lights to come on or off. If they do, you would take it into a shop. Roll up 5 miles an hour and press your service brake. No ABS light on my trailer or on my dash, and I did not have any pull on my steering wheel. So that concludes with my air brake test. When you're done with the inside cab and air brake test, check the side and rear of the tractor for no cuts and damage. Turn signal amber in color, clean and working condition, not cracked or broken. Back of the cab, the 4 reflectors not cracked, damaged, or missing rivets. Work light, properly mounted and secured, clean and working, not cracked or broken. Electric lines attached securely to the tractor with safety latch and not cracked, damaged, or frayed. Air lines not cracked, damaged, or leaking attached securely to the tractor. Air lines attached securely to the front of the trailer and not cracked, damaged, or leaking, or frayed. Electric lines attached securely to the front of the trailer with safety latch and not cracked, damaged, or frayed. Header board not damaged, no missing rivets. Steps properly mounted and secured, not damaged or missing bolts. Catwalk properly mounted and secured, not damaged or missing bolts. U-joints secured and free of debris. Drive shaft not cracked, bent, or damaged. Fuel tank. Fuel tank hangers are secured, not cracked or damaged. Tank hangers are secured, not cracked or damaged. Fuel cap is tight, no leaks from tank or fuel lines. Exhaust is connected tightly, properly mounted and secured. No signs of leaks such as rust or soot. Splash guard, not damaged and covers both wheels. Torque arm spring hangers, properly mounted and secured to the frame, not cracked or damaged or missing any bolts. Torque arm springs, not cracked, damaged, or scissored. U-bolts and saddles, properly mounted and secured to the axle, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Shock absorber, properly mounted and secured to the frame, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Airbags, properly mounted and secured to the frame, not cut, damaged, or leaking air. Airbags are properly mounted and secured to the frame, mounting bolts in place, not cracked or damaged. Brake hoses, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber clamp, properly mounted and secured, no loose or missing clamps. Push rod, not bent or damaged, should be about 90-degree angle to slack adjuster if properly adjusted. Slack adjuster, properly mounted and secured, there should be no more than 1 inch of free play with brakes released and wheels chalked. Brake shoes, not cracked, damaged, or oil soaked, and no less than 1/4 inch pad left on the shoes. Brake drum, not cracked, damaged, no oil or debris, no color change, which would indicate overheating. Drive tires, sidewalls have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, inflated to 100 psi or manufacturer specification. Check with a gauge. Drive tires, even tread wear. Tread depth, no less than 2/32, also checked with a gauge. No damage to the beads. Wheels not bent, damaged, or no spider webbed, cracked between vent holes and lug nut holes. No illegal welds. Rims are bud wheels, evenly spaced, and no debris between them. Valve stem, not cracked or damaged, and has a metal cap. Lug nuts not loose, damaged, or missing. No rust trails or shiny threads to indicate looseness. Hub seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Apron, no gap between the apron and skid plate, not cracked or damaged. The skid plate, no gap between the apron and skid plate, not cracked or damaged. The fifth wheel released arm is not bent or damaged and in the locked position. Sliding fifth wheel locking pins in locked position and not damaged. Fifth wheel base and frame is in proper mounting and secured, not cracked or damaged. All mounting bolts, nuts are properly mounted and secured and not cracked, damaged, or missing. Air actuator, look for cracked, damage, or leaking and properly mounted and secured. Mud flaps, mounted secure and covers both tires, no more than 8 inches off the ground and no closer than 3 inches to the ground. Reflector tape. Mud flap hangers are properly mounted and secured. Reflector. Lights and reflectors not cracked, damaged, or missing, and proper color. Kingpin not bent or damaged. Locking jaw is completely around the kingpin, not cracked or damaged. Turn around and check the trailer frame. Cross beams, landing gear, properly mounted and secured, not damaged, no missing bolts or cracked welds. Your trailer, your frame, and cross beams. Landing pads are fully up. Crank handle in locked and in the cradle. Check that the fifth wheel is positioned properly so that the tractor frame will clear the landing gear during turns. Front and side of the trailer, no cracks, damage, or tears, no missing rivets or bolts. All marker lights, reflectors, turn signals, four ways, not cracked, damaged, in proper color yellow. All marker lights and reflectors, turn signals, four ways, not cracked, damaged, in proper color yellow. Side of the trailer, no crack, damage, or tears, no missing rivets or bolts. Red and white reflector tape present and clean, at least 90% all the way around the trailer. Placard, properly mounted and secured with nothing showing on it as white, unless you're hauling hazmat. Airlines, 18 inches off the ground, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Tandem release arm, not damaged and in the locked position. Sliding tandem is not damaged. Sliding tandem is not damaged, locking pins in locked position. Leaf spring hanger, mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or no missing bolts. Leaf springs, not cracked, damaged, or scissored. U-bolts, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Tandem control arm, not cracked, damaged, or broken. Brake hoses, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Brake chamber clamp, properly mounted and secured, no loose or missing clamps. Push rod, not bent or damaged, should be at about 90-degree angle to the slack adjuster if properly adjusted. Slack adjuster, properly mounted and secured, there should be no more than 1 inch of free play with brakes released and wheels chalked. Brake shoes, not cracked, damaged, or oil soaked, and no less than 1/4 inch of pad left on shoes. Brake drum, not cracked, damaged, no oil or debris, no color change, which would indicate overheating. Tandem tire, sidewalls, has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Inflated, 100 psi, manufacturer's spec. Check with a gauge. Tandem tires, even tread wear, no less than 2 30-seconds, also check with a gauge. Wheel has no damage to bead, not bent, damaged, and no spider web cracks between vent holes and lug nut holes, and no illegal welds. Rims are bud wheels, evenly spaced, and no debris between them. Lug nuts not loose, damaged, or missing. No rust trails or shiny threads. 2. Indicate looseness. Valve stems not cracked or damaged and has a metal cap. Hub seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Mud flaps mounted secured covers both tires no more than 8 inches off the ground and no closer than 3 inches to the ground. Door tie hook are present, not broken. ABS light, amber in color, clean and working, not cracked or broken. Marker light, red in color and working, not cracked or broken. Clearance lights, red in color, not cracked, damaged or missing, clean and working. All lights, tail, brake, clearance lights, red in color, clean and working, not cracked or broken. License plate, properly mounted and secured with a white light and clean. DOT reflector tape is white, not damaged or missing. DOT reflector tape, red and white, not damaged or missing, 100% on the back. DOT bumper, 100% reflector tape, not missing any nuts or bolts or welds. Door hinges and bolts, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Door seal is in place, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Latches, top and bottom, are latched properly. Door tie chains are secured and not missing. Doors not damaged, opens, closes, and latches properly. Tell the examiner you will check the right side as you did the left side, except for what is different on this side. Your right turn signal, 4 ways, amber in color, and properly mounted and secured. Check fifth wheel safety release pin. Check your exhaust for crack, damage, or leaking, indicated by rust or black soot. Now think about what you may have missed before you tell the examiner you have finished. You can still catch and fix mistakes. Thank you.